So when we speed read, the first thing we do is we try to imagine 2 or 3 separate columns on the page, and we train our eyes to jump between them. Our eyes are much quicker at jumps than gradual movements, and these jumps are called saccades. When you dart your eyes across the room because you see something in your peripheral vision, you move very quickly and refocus very quickly. That's a saccade. Normal readers do 10 to 20 microsaccades on a page, usually 1 for every word. This is hugely inefficient. Speed readers minimize the number of saccades. It's about 3 in a normal book, 4 to 5 in a full-width web page. We learn to do this as quickly as possible, and we try to format the text into the appropriate width for 2 to 3 saccades if we have an option. We'll cover e-readers and browser extensions and stuff like that later. But when formatting the text isn't possible, we try to think in advance, during our pre-reading, how many saccades are necessary. For example, in a small printed newspaper column, or an electronic device such as your cell phone, 1 saccade is usually enough. If we're reading on an iPad or on our browser, we can probably use something like Instapaper or Pocket, or even Safari's built-in reading extension. This will allow you to store the articles you want to read in stripped-down formats. From there, you can set the text size and even the column size to be appropriate for 2 to 3 saccades. Anna and I recommend 3, as that seems to be the most effective across all the students she's taught. This one trick of jumping in saccades is pretty much the gist of what Tim Ferriss preaches in his PX method. It's the basis for all speed reading. But what Tim misses, and why I always failed to speed read when I tried the PX method, is the memory and also the optimization of these saccades. So let's jump in and see how we get past that 450 words per minute with 20 to 30% comprehension. By the way, the homework for this lecture is to get acquainted with all your different devices, from your Kindle to your iPad, your browser, and if some of your devices don't have a reading mode, sign up for Pocket or Instapaper and learn how to use these devices with columns and formatted reading in the proper size for your eye span. I personally love to use Safari's reading mode, and I have a keyboard shortcut set for that. But if you're using an iPad or iPhone, there's this handy button on the top left that'll allow you to switch right into reading mode. If you're using the Chrome or Firefox browsers, you're going to need to download an extension, either from the Google Chrome extension store or the Firefox extension market. They're pretty easy to find, and there are a lot of good ones, so I'll give you a link to choose from. I've also linked to a really cool Flash game, which is going to help you in rapidly understanding and retaining information. The idea is that every round you need to determine which is the most recent bubble on the screen. This is easy at first, but over time you're going to have to learn to quickly determine a lot of information very fast. If you try to do this without using saccades and scanning your eyes, you'll inevitably fail. But if you use saccades, you'll see that it's very quick to determine which the new bubble is. And the more and more you play this game, maybe 10 minutes a day, the quicker you'll become at recognizing how much information is in each saccade. This is a cool skill, by the way, and you'll notice that sometimes if you get off the subway and you're looking for which exit to take, you can use saccades, and you can quickly understand where each of the exits lead. It's a cool trick, so try out the game.